Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't know where it is. It's supposed to be on here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Live. There I am. You guys hitting it, right? Okay, you guys, hit the live button and everything will be good. You guys all said you were coming back. Come back. Come back. Please. Hello. What do you found me? Oh, God. Mary Courtney, how are you doing, girl? How's Texas? How's it going over there, girl? I'm glad. I'm glad to see you. Um, Wait, I'm trying to get my people to come, and they was all here, now they disappeared. It's not funny. That's not funny. Hot. I bet it's hot. It's a lot. It's hot here too. I don't like it. So you found me, but nobody else did apparently. There you are, girl. Okay, there's another one. Okay. You guys go in there and tell these people to, hit the button. I know, no, it's like it's 90 today. Good news, it's gonna rain all day tomorrow. I'm so happy, I can't stand it. So anyway. So I hope everybody finds me again. I picked up a new girl, so I'm good. My old friend. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the shenanigans, and hopefully what I'm going to try to do is show you. Wait, first of all, before I even go, is everything syncing right? Is right voice? I know, cool, huh? That's cool. I finally fixed it, Mary. It's all fixed now. Oh, shh, don't tell nobody. Something will go wrong because I like to make things go wrong. But anyway, so what was I going to say? I was going to say something I forgot. We're okay. It's great. Hi, Tammy. Oh, Gloria, you got me. Okay, good. Like you. Okay, did you tell everybody? Because everybody's not doing it. Anyway, so there's some. Everybody, hi. My name is Tammy. I'm an advocate for kids with special needs, and I help parents navigate this crazy system called special education. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a, what I like to call open mic night. And we get to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I got to fix something real quick because God forbid. No, that's right. Okay, good. So what's going on in Massachusetts is going on all over the nation. I mean, it's just a hot mess. Hey, Gloria, I hope everything's okay with you, girl, by the way. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and it's straight across the nation. I kid you not, guys. I'm in Arizona. I'm in, where am I? I gotta look. I'm in Arizona, Massachusetts. I'm in Utah. I'm all across the United States. I kid you not. Diane, girl, they denied everything in the second. But I know I got the letter. No worries. We already got them. Okay. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, Di? So I hope you don't mind me calling you Diane. I'm lazy and I'm hot. Anywho, hey, you guys, is it sinking right now? Is it okay? Because you guys got to let me know if it's sinking. Okay. Because I'm looking at myself and I don't even like looking at me that much. But when I look at myself, it's like I'm talking to you guys face to face. And so that's why sometimes I lose my mind and I start yelling at me when you guys tell me stuff. Anyway, the shenanigans that's going on, for instance, in Massachusetts, I don't know if you guys caught my other video a couple of weeks ago. It was live. It was 3 hours. Yes, it's synced. Oh, good. Thank you for the tip, Gloria. The last one I did was 3 hours long, but I had guests, and it was crazy. The topic was the stuff that was going on was a little bit crazy, because I'm not the one, but and I disagree. I don't care who it is. So anyway, that was a good live. You liked it? Okay, good. At first I was a little worried, and then I was like, hey, that's me. There's nothing I could do. I mean, that's the way I come off. That's the way I roll. And you know what I'm finding out? What we need to do is stop being a little less politically correct. Because what we're doing, I'm pissed, it's annoying, and I'm like, that lady never called me back. I would love to know. Okay, honey, this, you stick here, okay? We're going to talk about what we can do about that kind of stuff. So this lady, Diane, we just did a complaint. Well, first we won a whole bunch of stuff, Diane. Okay, remember, guys, you guys have to remember something. The glass is half full when you win. Sometimes when you win, you lose a little bit, but sometimes when you lose, you win everything. You just have to be, you have to be aware of what's going on. I tell parents this all the time. The glass is not empty all the time. It's just not. What you guys have to understand is we are working in a field that's full of nonsense. It's government. Okay, the shenanigans are real, honey. Look what just happened with Roe versus Wade. Whether you believe in abortion or not, here's the problem. Okay, what I'm not arguing with anybody, but Roe versus Wade was what do they call it? Not precedented law. It's settled law. Okay, that means when it's something is settled, it's a no-brainer for the chief justices. All they have to do is go back and look at what other things said. But of course, why would they do that? Why? It's much better to take the woman's rights away. Whether or not you agree with it is not the point. The point, and for me, I should say, the point for me is, how dare you think that you can tell me what to do with my body? Okay? How dare you think I should be raped? And it's okay for me to carry the kid for full term. Why don't you take this kid out of me that I was raped and now I have to carry a kid, and go, you carry it. Tell your wife to carry it. I'm good with that. What the hell's wrong with these people? They're all crazy. But anyway, see, I get nuts. I get nuts real quick. I gotta, you guys turn down your stuff because I get crazy and I don't mean to. But this is the world we live in right now. Roe versus Wade was just the tip of the iceberg. And so it trickles down to us. It trickles down to the Dianes. And it trickles down to my other clients who, you guys are fighting the fight. You're fighting the good fight. But what you guys don't know, the wonderful thing about this country is it was built on a fight. We've been fighting since the United States became the United States. Do you guys understand that? When we left England, we came here, it was a fight. Okay, do you understand? We had the Revolutionary War because we didn't want to be under the thumb of a king over in England. So we kicked their butt and we won our independence. Okay, then we have the Civil War. That was all about slavery. So get this. This country decides. I need you guys to pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay? It comes down to you. It comes down to special education. Okay? Because it's other people telling us what we can and cannot do. It's other people taking the law and twisting it into a pretzel so it's unrecognizable, and then they call themselves lawyers. I don't have time for that nonsense. There are good lawyers out there. I believe that with all my heart. I've only met a couple, and I've been doing this for 30 years. So, good lawyers are few and far between. And God help you guys if you have a lawyer, okay? This is all I'm saying. If you have a lawyer, the lawyer works for you. You understand the lawyer works for you? If the lawyer is not going to do what you want the lawyer to do, you can do bad all by yourself. Because even, you guys have to understand something. Even with a lawyer, there is no guarantee that you're going to win. Your odds don't get better. I'm sorry, they don't get better. That's horse doodle. It's just why I'm not trying to say you need an advocate, because you know what? There's a whole bunch of advocates out there that I'm just like, really? And I know this because I get their cases and I get mad that I have their cases. Okay, because it's a hot mess. Because instead of fixing the whole problem, typically with our government, everybody wants to put a Band-Aid on it. Okay, there's Band-Aids all over the place. It's just stupid. Why do that to yourself? This thing is not that. Okay, I'll just do that. So this is why I say you have to understand something. One, it's going to be a fight. Okay, and you got to pick your battles. Okay, if you won something but you didn't get it in a certain way, let that go. You won. Let it go. If you got $1,000 just to review, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. For instance, in one of my cases, okay, recently, I'm going to spill the beans. I'm not going to say who. If you want to jump in, you go ahead. But in one of my cases, so we wanted a functional behavioral assessment. this little girl. And it was an issue that needed to be addressed. And so they said no. And they just refused to do it for months and months and months. They refused to answer us, a whole bunch of stuff. So finally, they put a monitor on the bus. So the behavior that we were worried about stopped. Then those fools said, we'll do the FBA. With the monitor on the bus. Raise your hand if you know what happened. Just raise your hand. Let me tell you what happened. Hey, Tess. Erin Jimenez? I don't know. So the FBA was to collect data regarding the behavior that we told them is being done and we wanted to stop. Is inappropriate. School said, oh, no, it only happens 2 or 3 times a year, blah, blah. We found out it happens weekly from the bus company. They didn't know we talked to the bus company because, God forbid, we should have a brain. God forbid. We should think outside of the box. Hey, friend, just tagging in my friend so she can watch. Oh, good. Thank you so much. She didn't see any behaviors in the FBA. Go figure. Go figure. This is a person that works for the public school system. They put the monitor on the bus before they did the FBA. They do the FBA. Put the monitor, oh, I forgot. They put the monitor in the IEP. So mom's like, Tammy, what are they doing? This is all wrong. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely right. Did we get is it in the IEP? She said, yeah. Did we get the monitor? She said, yeah. Shut up. We won. Don't care. Do not care. Do you understand? I got what I want. And see, that's what I want people to understand. It's not about fighting. It's about getting. It's about getting the services for your kid by any legal means necessary. Do you guys understand that? Okay. So what, you didn't win the way you wanted to win. That's not what the problem is. It's about your kid. See, when, like, at my last thing that I did, I told everybody, I was telling this one woman who came on my show, and the issue for her, that was a woke moment. That was a woke moment. Whoa. But anyway, the issue is not about us. It's about our kids. Okay. So when I help a parent, what I do is I look at the kid, I look at the records, I look at the disability, and then I say, okay, we need this, this, and this, and this. Okay. It's all about the kid. So in this particular case, what's going to happen is that, so the mother calls me and I said, okay, what happened at the meeting? Because I said, I'm not going to that meeting. It's stupid. And that's another thing, guys. I don't do meetings just because they ask for a meeting. I don't care nothing about it. Okay. Because I'm not spending your money for me to go cuss people out all the time. Sometimes they need to be cussed out and I like going. But this particular case, I already had what I wanted. Okay. They insisted upon having a team meeting to discuss this 3-paragraph, I kid you not, 3-paragraph functional behavioral assessment. It was unreal. Unreal. Okay. And I was like, are you kidding me with this right now? I'm looking at him. So what's the rest of it? She said, there's no rest. They observed her one day. One day. There's no data. There's no data. She doesn't, there's no there, like they say on MSNBC. There's no there. So I could do it all on my, exactly. You could do it all on your own. That's right. Mom said she did it. She did do it. She did it all on her own without me. She didn't need me. She don't need me. So she goes to the meeting. She tells them off. And she said, this is wrong. And you better pray. Pray. And so she asked them, is the IEP changing? And they said, no. Good. Now we're good. I don't care how they came to their epiphany, as long as they got there. My kid is getting what she needs to stop the behavior. The problem is they came back and had the audacity to say they didn't see anything. You didn't see anything because the monitor was on the bus. Hello. That's the purpose of the monitor. So now the monitor's on the bus and now the behavior is not being seen. Good. I'm satisfied. I don't need to know why it was happening. I just know why it's not happening now because the monitor's on the bus. Good. I'm good with that. Because they're stupid. Okay. They go out of their way. It's one thing. And the other thing is that, you guys, this is all about the money. Okay. It's all about the money for them. But there's something else. it's about their egos, okay? Because, like, for instance, they could have said no. They could have said no, and we could have fought them, and then now they got to go spend money. Now, this same school district, okay, this same school district, like in a couple of others, were told by the state, hey, you're in noncompliance, and if you don't fix this by such and such a date, we're pulling your money. We're going to pull your Part B funds. We're talking thousands upon thousands of dollars, people. For the state to come back and say that, that's because it was egregious, okay? What they did was egregious. It was so big, there were so many services, it was such a denial of faith that the state can go and pull the money. Hi, homeschool for mom of one. How you doing? So that was my favorite part, I bet. So I forgot what I was because I'm looking at stuff popping up. When it's about their egos, I don't get it. I mean, we're talking about children. So whose ego are you feeding? You're dealing with little children. Okay, they're babies. Who are you trying to impress? You're not impressing me at all. I think you're an idiot. Not for nothing, but I think you're an idiot. And nine times out of 10, I let them know exactly what I feel about them and what I'm thinking about them because I don't care. I have no respect for stupid. You're an educator. This is what I do. My goal is to get the services for the kid. If I have to do it one kid at a time for the services, good. That's what I'm going to do. I just want you guys to know. That's how I roll. Okay? That's how I roll. It's one kid at a time as far as getting the services. Now, as a big picture thing, oh, no. I'm starting all kind of trouble because that's the fun part for me. That I do without anybody having to do anything with. That's on me. So what people don't understand is you guys just know about, or some of you, not all of you, you guys just know about the state complaint and due process and all of that stuff. But there's other ways to get these people, to get them checked at the door. Okay. For instance, did you know if you go to a hearing and you lose, that you can appeal that case if you're low income? For free? Did you know that? It's free for you. It's called indigency. See, just because you're poor doesn't mean you don't have access to the court system. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, the judge is going to be lenient. But here's what you do. You make sure you load the deck in a hearing. In a hearing, you make sure you get all your documents in so that you can, because what they're going to do is they're going to play some games. But here's my thing. I know going into a hearing, we are going to lose. It will shock me. And it did shock me. I've won twice, 3 times maybe in my whole career. 9 times out of 10, when I file for a hearing, I never end up in a hearing because they cave. They give me exactly what I want. And when I say they cave, it's because I do everything I can for my kid. I file motions, and there's a thing that lawyers do. You beat them with paper, okay? So that's how I get my stuff done. And we're constantly going back and forth, and then we're not in a hearing anymore. And a lot of the hearing officers especially in Massachusetts, they don't want to go to hearing. There's a couple of them. I have one of them, and she doesn't like hearings at all. What she likes to do is do her little pre-hearing conference calls, okay? And she's got the one of the witnesses telling her all kind of stuff, testifying for all intents and purposes, or having little mini hearings. And so, I'm like, what the hell? There's no court reporter, nobody there. And the BSEA plays games. Okay, so, but I already know what she wants. She doesn't want to go to hearing. So I'm doing everything I can in my power. And after this is done, I'm going to tell you what I did. I can't tell you right now because I don't know who's listening to this. I don't know if they know about me. I don't care. And I hope they're listening because I got a whole bunch of to say about them. Okay. The E in email, Tammy, you're crazy. I knew that, but there's no, but no one tells. They don't tell you guys. They don't tell you. They don't want you to know. There's more than one way to skin a cat. That's my philosophy. Do you guys understand? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Yes, free speech. I mean, people that know me, have heard me in meetings, and I don't care what comes out of my mouth. If you piss me off, anything could come out of my mouth except swears. For some reason, that whole little swear thing shuts off. I don't know why, and it shouldn't, because there's lots of things that I could call you, but I don't. I'm a very good girl. But by the time I get done, it would have been better, and it would have been shorter if I just called you all kind of names. It would have been better. So anyway, it's not defamatory if it's true. Exactly. And I don't say anything that I can't back up with a law, with a piece of paper. That's what it is. So what you guys have to know, and you have to go in thinking, if the school presents you with something and you say no, there's something that you can do on that no. All right. Now, let's say you go against the state. Here's what I want you guys to know. I lost all my paperwork, I think. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. This is what every single state in the nation that wants the grant money for IDEA has to agree with in order to get the money. If they don't sign this assurance, they don't get the money, period. And it pretty much reads the same for every single state. Matter of fact, I know it does. Okay. So I'm going to show you this right now. Share screen. Yeah. Here. Yeah. Okay. These are called the assurances. See, the reason why you guys have to know this shit is because how can you fight a prior written notice? Okay. How can you fight a prior written notice? I don't understand. Tell me what you mean. To fight a prior written notice. When I fight prior written notice, is because the district didn't give it to my kid, didn't give it to the parent. Now, it depends on what you're talking about. So if they didn't give it to you, that's a violation of 34 CFR 300.503. Okay, if they didn't give it to you. Okay, that's one way to fight it. You file against them in state complaint. Easiest way. That's another thing, guys. Listen to me. Stop with the attorneys already. Okay. Do you know if you go through the state complaint process, like for instance, you file a complaint because the district didn't give you prior written notice. You asked them for an evaluation and they never responded to you. So you don't have nothing. You don't know what your rights are. You don't know anything. Okay. And now what you can do is, along with fighting prior written notice for the lack thereof, that means they denied FAPE. Okay. Because when you ask for something, what you're saying is, I'm asking for this because it's without it, my kid won't have FAPE. Okay. And that's a violation. So that's how you fight it. As far as that, I don't know what you're talking about. So if you can give me a little bit more information about what they did. Okay. Let me ask you this. Did they not give you prior written notice after you asked them for something that would provide your kid with a provision of FAPE, that would provide for out of district placement, that you requested an evaluation? Was there any other? They only gave us minimum amount of IEEs. I requested a specific a specific assessor, and the amount they denied. What you have to do is get the contract. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, listen. If that was an IEE, it's more than prior written notice. That's why I ask questions. Let me show you. An IEE, okay, it's this big, the law, okay? An IEE is 34 CFR 300.502. And in that law, I'm going to share this in a minute. In that law, it tells you that the district, okay, that one for now, that the district cannot interfere, which means if you agree to something, if they agree, in order for them to agree, you have to put it in writing, and they put it in writing to you, and they say they're not consent, because they don't need consent, because an IEE means you go find the people. That's what an IEE is. Let me show you. Let me do it that way. Okay. So an independent educational means an evaluation conducted by a qualified person who is not employed by the public agency. Number one. Okay. Minimum amount. There's no minimum amount. It's an IEE is an IEE. Okay. Period. So then watch. So it means it's at public expense. The agency either pays full cost of the evaluation or ensures that the evaluation is otherwise provided. Now, let me ask you a question. Did they tell you why they weren't doing it? Did they put that in the prior written notice? If they didn't do that, that's a violation. You're absolutely right. You can get them on it. Okay, that's number one. That's okay. So we got two things here. Okay. So they have to tell you why, but since they didn't, don't. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Okay, in her case, right? Apparently, the school district agreed to do the IEs at public expense that she requested. Now, if the district agrees to that, they have to put it in writing, pursuant to prior written notice. Okay, that they're going to do this, this, and this, and this. Okay. Now, if the district in any way, yes, because they said is above their CAO amount. Okay, let me show you this. This is why. Did they give you their criteria before you did all of that? Because if they never gave it to you, that's a problem for them. Okay, so let me tell you where it is. Initial parent evaluation. Here it is right here. See this part right here? Right. Agency criteria. Okay, that's what they're telling you about. Okay, their criteria: if an independent educational evaluation is at public expense, the criteria under which the evaluation is obtained, including the location of the evaluation and the qualifications of the examiner, must be the same as the criteria that the public agency uses when it initiates an evaluation, to the extent those criteria are consistent with the parent's right to an independent educational evaluation. Now, this is what it is. Listen. Except for the criteria described in this other paragraph of this section, this is the important part. A public agency may not impose conditions or timelines related to obtaining an independent educational evaluation at public expense. That's how you get them. Okay. So if in order, they have to give you the criteria before you do this. Now, who decided the minimum amount? Like in Massachusetts, the minimum amount is statewide. Okay, it's based on the state. The state decides that it's going to be $1,000 for a neuropsychological evaluation. Okay, the state decides that, and then what we have to do is go find people that would do it for that amount of money. 9 times out of 10, you can. It's just not that. I have found it. I have found people to do neuropsychs that cost $3,000 and they took $1,000. But San Diego, United States, okay. Did they give you the criteria when they agreed to fund it? Because there was a piece of paper they had to give you saying that they've agreed to give it to you. Okay, because here's the thing. That's for evaluation by hearing officer. In the school district only has a certain amount of time to give you the information about your request for an independent. So if they agree, they have to put it in writing to you. We're agreeing to fund your IEEs. And then the ones that they're saying no to, they have to say why. And they have to refer to something. They don't get to say, look at the fee and go, oh, well, no, we're not doing that. That fee had to have already, that minimum amount had to have already been established in order for them to say the minimum amount is this. So where's the paperwork for that? Did they ever give it to you? I am going to have to contact you privately. Okay, honey. You want to do it on Monday? How about no, Tuesday? Do it on Tuesday. Is that good for you? I'm gonna be home all. Wait a minute, I gotta write La Baby. LABABY on Tuesday. Okay. Inbox me, California, Tammy, Joya. That a new one for you? No, it's not. Oh, California? I don't know. Maybe. I can't remember. I think I've done California before, but I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and I can show you how to do it, La Baby. But it's not that hard. You have to I can show you how to file the complaint. What you need to do is go to my YouTube channel. Okay, this is the name of the YouTube channel. I go to special ed answers, okay? And there's a whole bunch of videos on how to file a complaint, okay? Now, what you need to do is, this is what I was trying to tell you guys. When you're trying to go after these morons, because that's what they are, I'm sorry, you guys have to cite laws, okay? Because when you cite the law, it's harder for the state to come back and try to maneuver around it, to try to find that loophole they're always looking for to help out a school district, which in actuality, they're helping out the state, because too many complaints. This is what I want you guys to do. I already filed 8 complaints. Good. Keep doing it. You're a good girl. Okay. So yes, you're right then. Okay. What you have to do is go look at this law. Okay. I'm going to punch it in here, and I want you 34. That's one. And wait, 34. Okay. Those 2 laws. All right. What I need you to do is you go look up those. All you have to do is literally punch that in your browser. Okay. The laws will come up. It'll look like this page right here. Where is my screen? Da-da. It'll look like this. Okay. This is the page. See? That's what it'll look like. You type in those numbers one at a time. 34 CFR 300.502. That's an IEE at public expense. Or that's an IEE. Okay. And 34 CFR 300.503 is prior written notice. Okay. So under prior written notice, according to you, 34. Let's look at this. Okay. So you requested, all right. Where is it? An evaluation. Okay. That's what you did. You requested an evaluation. And so the district had to put it a prior written notice that you are, that they are accepting. Okay. See proposers. They are proposing to initiate or change, and they're saying they'll do the evaluation. So they have to put it in writing that they agreed to do the IEE at public expense. Okay, you have to put it in there. Now, what they also have to do is, see this right here? They can't put it in an email, guys. They can't put prior written notice in an email. If they do, don't say nothing. Don't argue with them. File against them. Okay, that's how you get these people. You guys have to understand something. Don't tip them off. Don't tip your hand. Don't tell them you know more than they do. Don't. Nobody cares. This is what you do. Okay. You file against them. So when they send you a notice and they said we did do prior written notice, and it's an email saying, no, we're not going to do it. Yeah, no, that's not what it says. This is all the stuff. See this 1 all the way down to 7. Okay. All of this stuff right here. I don't understand this. Wait. All of this stuff right here has to be included. They have to answer all of those questions in prior written notice. Okay? If they refuse or if they agree to do it. Okay? So it says a description of the action proposed or refused. So it has to say that the district is proposing to to provide the parent with an IEE at public expense. That's the action proposed. Okay. Now, if they're refusing to do it, then they have to say the district is refusing to conduct and to provide the parent with an IEE at public expense. Okay. The next one, an explanation why the agency is proposing it, because the parent asked for it. Then they have to put in there. They have to put what the agency is proposing exactly. Okay. So all of the evaluations that you requested, they have to do. Let me ask you a question. Did they, when did they tell you they weren't going to do it? Was it before you got the evaluations done or after? So when in that timeline did you find out that they weren't going to do it? Did you find out all at once? See, this is when I requested the larger amount, I provided them with public records showing that they had paid. See, that's you. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. When I requested the larger amount. Okay. There hasn't been evaluations yet. Okay. This is what you have to do. What's the name of the evaluation you want for your kid? What is it? Is it the larger amount because of the evaluator or the type of assessments? This is what you guys have to understand. It's not about how much something costs. That's what I was trying to tell you guys before. It's not about that. It's about getting the job done. Now, if that's how much the evaluator costs, and to get that done, then that's what it is. What you have to do with that, this is what you do. You get a list of all of the evaluations, the names of the evaluations that the evaluator is going to do, okay? And then I can show you how to get definitions of all of the areas that that one evaluator is going to do. I can show you how to do it, okay? OT, speech, and psychoed. That's easy peasy. I don't understand. Is there something, okay? What do you mean when I requested the larger amount? What does that mean, the larger amount? I don't understand. Did they agree to do OT, PT, and OT, speech, and psychoeducational? If they agreed to do that, just let me know. Did they do that? If they agreed to do that, they can't say no. There's no larger amount. That's all the assessments. Did they say they didn't want certain assessments to be done? So they agreed to do OT, speech, and psychoeducational. So what do you mean the larger amount? What do you mean? Is that because that particular person charges more money? Is that what it's about? Or is it about the reason why it costs more is because there's more assessments that are being done? Okay. What you guys have to understand is it's not about the money. You can't make this about money, because if you make this about money, then they can make it about money. Okay. They can say, well, we don't want to give your kid a particular service because it costs too much money. That's denial of faith. Okay. You can't say, and I'm not saying you did this, but I just want everybody to understand where I'm going with this. You guys can't say things like, I want that because it costs more money and that's good. That's what they get. No. If it's the only game in town, then yes, you have to do it. Okay. For instance, one agrees to speech to 900 or OT. They can't do that. They can't. What does the state say? This is what you have to do. You have to do backtracking. You have to go find out what are they relying on? Did the speech special ed director say that stupid nonsense to you? Or is there an original policy or practice? Or did she just make it up when you asked for it? Where did she pluck that out of? Okay? Because the law says there's nothing in this law that talks about money. Nothing. And if there's no state law that talks about the money, like in Massachusetts, there is state law that talks about the money. You can't go for a neuropsych. I don't know if they went up yet, but for a neuropsych, they cost, for a neuropsych, it costs, what do you call it? $3,000. If you went to go pay for it yourself, it was $3,000 to a good neuropsych, okay, by a reputable person who knows, doesn't have anything to do with the school district, okay? But if the school district is paying for it, it's only $1,000. So you got to find somebody, and I've done it plenty of times. You got to in Massachusetts, you got to find somebody that'll take the standards, the rate setting standards that Massachusetts has set down. You have to find that person to agree to it. Now, the reason why I got them all the time is because I told my people, listen, you will be getting clients left, right, and center. They're like, what? Oh, yes, I'll be sending everybody to you. Just do them good, and I'll send them to you. So they had so many that doing it for $1,000 was okay. They did it because they had more clients coming in. So sometimes if you charge a lot of money, like you know, if you make something, like I make jewelry, and I tell people all the time, well, let's take advocacy. A lot of people say, well, Tammy, you should charge $2,500 to do a hearing. Well, yeah, maybe. But if I charge $2,500 for a hearing, guess how many clients I'm going to have that year? One, if that. But if I charge a way lower fee, way lower fee than $2,500, then what will happen is I'll get more clients that want to do hearings, okay? Or that agree to do a hearing, that will pay me the money, and they have that money because I lowered my fee. So instead of making $2,500 on one case, I may make, $3,000 on another case, on 3 cases. Or, it works out better than that. But at least I got to help 3 kids versus 1. That's the other way I look at it. So it's not up for negotiation. So you can nail them on the fact that the only reason why they denied it was money. And if there's no state policy, let me look. So we'll do California. Special education. Criteria for independent. What is it called? What's it get? No, it's private notice. IEE, Independent Education Evaluation. That's what it is. Independent Education Evaluation. Let's see if there's a criteria. To your knowledge, do they have a written criteria? A piece of paper that says a date on it that was approved by your school board. Education. Students has a right to, and here it is right here. California. Okay. 502. Okay. File a due process hearing. If an IEE is at public expense, this is your law. The criteria under which the evaluation is obtained, including the location of the evaluation, the qualification of must be the same as the criteria the LEA uses when it initiates an evaluation, to the extent those criteria are consistent with the parent's rights. LEAs may not impose yada, yada, yada. Okay. LEAs may not impose other conditions or timelines that are inconsistent with the LEA's criteria used to initiate its own evaluations. And or would deny the parent's right to obtain an IEE. LEA should review current policies and practices related to, okay, this is what you do, girl. I'm saving this video. My son will be 17 and I want him to have a full evaluation. Exactly. That's right. You do. Okay. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to put this link in here for you. Copy. Paste. Okay. So this is what you're going to ask the school district. Okay. You're going to ask, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how you get them. This is a perfect example of getting them. This is what you do. You see how quick I did that? California. I typed it in. I came up with it, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, see, LEAs, this part right here, should review their current practices. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to take that, right? So I'm going to put this here. This is what you're going to write to the school. You're going to put this in an email. Okay. Well, let's just tweak it. Let's play some games, guys. What, you guys feel like watching me type? Let me show you. This is what I would do if I was you. Okay. So I'm going to open up a Word document. I'm going to show you how to write this, okay? How to take the words right out of their laws, okay? So, and then I'm going to show you how to cite them. And look at there. Heather Colomies, Director, Special Ed Division Opportunities for All Branch. This is straight from the Department of Education's website. This is where'd you go? Oh. Where's StreamYard? Oh, okay. I thought I lost you. Okay, wait a minute. Oops. Jeez. There. Sorry, guys. I'm losing it. Okay. This is a memo. This is a memorandum. Okay. Look at dear counties and district superintendents, special education, local plan area directors. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a trick. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to right click on the memo. Right click. Okay. And let me see. Copy image. Copy. Save image as. I want to print. Why can't I print? Print. I love print, guys. See, this is what I'm telling you guys, okay? This is how you do shit. So you do that, right? Now watch what happens. Ta-da! See? So now we're going to save it, okay? And then I'm going to send it to you. Okay? So I'm going to send it on my desktop. California. Okay. So what's on here? So now, do you want me to send this to you, or do you want, hi, Michelle, or do you want prior written notice of parents? What's this, honey? This notice is to inform you of the school district decision not to initiate. Oh, this is what they sent you. Okay, girl. Let's look at this. This notice to inform you of the school district decision not to initiate change identification. Not to, based on the information that the district is proposing or refusing. Description of the action. If you I don't understand, honey. Okay. So, district independent. Okay. District proposes to fund an IEE per your request. Is there a stipulation in there, darling? Okay. But it doesn't matter. Listen, what you're going to do is you're going to send this to them. You're going to send this letter to them, and you're going to say, please provide. This is what you're going to write. Okay. You're going to write this. Pursuant to the district's decision, I need help. I left you a message. Just got more crap from the school today. Urgent. They're trying some shit. They're always trying shit, honey. I got you. Okay, wait a minute. This is to La Baby, okay? Pursuant to the district's decision refusing to fund the IEEs based on the amount, based on the cost per the district's criteria, please provide me with a copy of the district's fees. What is it? Okay. To extent those characters. Okay, wait. I got to think about this. Okay. Let me think about this. You contact me. I just saved this on my I just saved this, so I have it for you. So you contact me on Tuesday, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix that, okay? Because that's bad. Look on top. Prior written notice. Yeah, I see it. To the parent, this notice to inform you of the school district decision not to initiate or change. Based on the information listed below, the district is proposing or refusing the following: a description of the action proposed by a district proposing to fund IEEs. The district proposes to fund the IE. Is that it? That's all they put above that? Oh, I don't see it. Prior written notice to parent of proposed of review. That's the prior written notice. Is there something else? Wait. They agree. On the bottom of it, it says they agreed to the independent. So that's my question to you. When does let me tell you this. Let me show you. Okay. When they refuse to do it, see right there, it says district proposes to fund IEE per your request. Okay. After that sentence, is there any money listed in that document? When did they get the information about the cost from you? Okay, because they agreed. And if this is what they sent you, and that's all that's there, they're screwed. Because in the letter, they agreed. They didn't put anything about the cost. Did they say anything about the district's criteria in that prior written notice? If they didn't, they are screwed, honey. And you're going to win. Okay? I'm going to show you. Okay? But above that is just, the description of the action proposed or refused. A, district proposes to fund IEE evaluations per your request. If that's all they wrote, and there was no money, and there was no limitation, and there was no criteria page attached to that, they're screwed. Because what they did is they waited for you to give them the name of the evaluator to go pay, and then when they told them how much it was going to cost, that's when they came back and said, no, bite me. You can't do that. Then you don't have a criteria. You didn't tell the parent that you said you were going to do it. Do it. Because you can't say that the school district, like I told you guys, the school district cannot tell you that they cannot provide your kid with the provision of FAPE, which is an evaluation. Okay. An evaluation is to determine the types of services that your kid may need. to access the general curriculum. So if those are not done because of a cost, then we're screwed. And so is your kid. But the law is clear. Do you know if you go to a hearing and the school district brings up money, do you know how bad that is? They lose automatically. They lose automatically. So what you got to do is I'm going to show you how to work it, okay? Because what they did is wrong. So you got two choices. You can take this letter and you can take that thing right there and you can say in your complaint that the district violated your rights to an IEE at public expense. They didn't. There is no criteria. The district never told me about criteria, blah, 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 blah. And now they're denying it. They're refusing to do it on the basis of money. That's not what they said in here. The district proposes to fund an IEE per your request. Ta-da, all done. All done. Good. Everything good. That's how you nail them. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You got to know the laws. If you don't know how to find them, find me. Because I'm telling you, this part right here, LEAs may not. LEAs should review current policies and practices related to IEEs to ensure compliance. That's a violation of 502. That right there is a violation of 502. Period. Nothing else. 502. That one piece right there. E1, what is it? 502 E2. That's what they violated. So good. That's a good thing. That's how you get them. So you're not even going to ask them for their criteria. You're not, if they didn't put it in that notice right there, the baby, that this is how much we're willing to pay. And this is our criteria. If they didn't do that, and according to the law, according to California law, you guys don't have a criteria. There's no criteria for you. Each school district does the criteria. Okay? There's no state criteria. Each school district does the criteria. So they can bite you. They will be doing it. They will be doing it. Okay? They're going to be in trouble now. I don't believe this. See, every time I do that, okay, so I got too many things open. All right. So that's what's going on. But that's what I've been trying to tell you guys all along is that you got to look at when your glass is half full, okay, or empty. You also got to pay attention to the real issue here. What is the real issue? In this particular instance with this lady, okay, the issue is she wants the evaluations done. It just so happens it costs that much money. But the school district never told her up front, well, we're only going to pay for this much. Here's our criteria. They have to put it in writing. They don't get to do it on a case-by-case basis. Because then they don't have a criteria then. They have no criteria. And if she comes back and the stupid idiot say it's on a case-by-case basis, they can tell that crap to the Department of Ed. I'm telling you, don't even do anything. File another complaint. Violations of 504, that bottom part that I showed you, that's where the violation is. And it was so bad that the state, issued that notice. States don't issue notices because they're doing it right. They're violating the request for an IEE at public expense, especially the bottom part where they said to review. The school districts have to review their current policies and practices. You know why? There's been too many complaints about it. And so now the state special ed director had to step in and send out a memo to everybody in the state and say, hey, you can't do that. That's a big fat no-no. Okay? I'm sorry, I didn't even get your call. I was out all day, Michelle. I didn't even know. Okay, but can you call me on Tuesday too? Or text me. But we got 3 days. So Monday's a holiday. So let's go. If we can get together, that would be great. Okay, I'm sorry I missed your call. You requested district fund, IEE, an area. Oh, so they did put it in. See, assessment listed above at cost does not exceed 700 to 900. The policy and process to obtain an IE is enclosed here. So they did give you all of that. Oh, okay. So if they gave you all of that, honey, you want to ask them for the actual policy. See, you got to call me because I need to look at that. I need to see the job. You see, I give you guys information based on what you're telling me, but sometimes I need more. And I can find a loophole. but I have to see what it is. I have to see what they actually wrote. Okay. You may choose to access one of the providers. Yeah, they always want you to. That's another thing. If you guys are getting an IE at public expense, do not use the list that they give you, because those people are all in their back pockets. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys a funny story. So in New York, I hate New York so much with the education piece. So I'm in a hearing. And so the mother requested, before we went to a hearing, the mother requested an IE at public expense. So she did. So the district says, gave her all this criteria. It was written, is older than dirt. Okay. Had a whole bunch of people's names on the thing. What is your email? Here you go. Okay. And put a little in the subject line, say, met you on Facebook, train. Okay. Because I don't know. Because I won't know. Hi, Cassandra. So, so the mother asks for it. She gets the criteria, just like they gave to the baby. And it doesn't say, it says this is for the evaluators. There was no money involved. Well, there was. There was distance too. So she could only go so far from the school to find an evaluator on her own. So anyway, they give her the list. So I told the mother, call those people, find out who they are, because they said they have to be licensed and certified and all of that stuff, right? And they have to have the right qualifications for the evaluations that she wanted to do. Okay, cool. It was for a neuropsych. So it was a big list, like 7, 8 people on the list. Okay. So 3 of the people didn't even have a license anymore. They were retired. A couple of the people didn't even live in the same state, and they weren't practicing. One of them was dead and had been dead for 10 years. So these wombats refused to give the mother the person that she wanted, because 1, it was too much money, and 2, it was too far away. That I don't even, well, you didn't have anybody within the area, and we looked up all your people, and they don't even meet your criteria. What am I supposed to do? Because there was 1 name on the list that did meet it, and that's the one they wanted. And of course we didn't want that person, because we had already had shenanigans with that person. But anyway, so we go to a hearing. We file for a hearing. So we go to hearing, and they didn't know that we called all these people, because it wasn't in any of the documents that we submitted for the hearing. They didn't know. This is a 3-day hearing. So stupid. So we go to the hearing. And so I said, we got to the evaluation and the people. And I said, and you gave the mother a list of people, correct? Yes. So I handed it to her, and I said, could you identify that for the record? She said, yes. And I said, what is it? And she told me, it's our criteria. It's our list of evaluators. I said, oh, really? So when's the last time you updated that? She said, oh, a couple of years ago. I said, oh, really? I said, you know that this, and this person, they don't even have, they retired. They've been retired for years. She said, no, I didn't know. I said, oh, this is a sped director in this town, Dryden, New York. She said, no, I didn't know that. I said, oh. I said, and these 3 people right here, they don't even live in the state. They don't even live here. But you just told the mother she can't have these people, because she can't have her person, because her person is beyond the miles. These people don't even live here. The addresses are all wrong. Would you say they meet the criteria? She said, well, no, they don't. Oh, okay. I said, that last name right there, you see that name? She said, yes. I said, you know, she's dead, right? She's dead. This lady right here is dead. Did you know that? She said, no, I didn't. You know, she's been dead for 10 years, right? Do you think she meets your criteria? She was living. Nobody on the criteria, their criteria was met. So guess what? We won. The mother got to pick her people. And this woman was 200 and over 250 miles away from the school. And she cost like $3,000. So that's what I want you to do. Okay. Don't always think, I mean, that was a lucky break, because I thought, I did not think we would win, because it's just, it's just a rigged game, you guys. It's just a rigged game. That's what this is all about. That's what tonight is all about. It's about what you guys want to talk about too. But really, it's about how rigged the game is and how to beat them. And you're not going to win all the time. You might not win at all, but you can't stop. You can't, they'll give it to you sometimes just because they're sick of you. I truly believe that with all my heart. I know they're sick of me. Don't care. I just keep on keeping on. And that's what you guys have to do too. It's the only way. Let me tell you guys something. The best thing that we can do is to file state complaints. Okay, let me tell you why. When you file a state complaint, it becomes a part of the state's records. Okay, so they can't change anything in it. They can't throw away documents. It's going to look fishy. Okay, because when the government comes in, when the feds come in and they do their evaluation, they ask for certain things. They'll ask for evaluation. I mean, they'll ask for complaints. They'll ask for due process findings and all of that stuff. They'll ask for everything that they looked at too. I mean, they do an evaluation. And what they found in different schools is that schools they definitely are tired of, good, honey, Cuban ass. I love you. They don't like me either. And I don't care. I mean, I'm serious. In fact, if they like me, I got a problem. I'm like, okay, why you like me? Why you like me? I'm tearing you a new one. Because so when I go in, it's all about my kids. I don't care about the parents. Sorry, guys, I don't care about you. I only care about the kid. That's my main objective. That is my focus. Nothing else. I can't. Because if I focus in on what you want, then I'm not going to get the kid what the kid needs. Okay. And because I don't know what you know about what your kid may need. I know because I know about the disability. I'm not just an advocate that just wants to go and fight. Okay. I don't do that. All right. I know the law. Okay. I know how to gather evidence. I know about the assessments. I know about the disability. And the reason why I know that is because I did my due diligence. I do my homework. I ask, you guys are always involved in everything. It's not that I don't care what you have to say, but I take a little bit from you, but I take most of it about the kid, the school's record, the records on the kid, the emails, all of that stuff comes into play. It has to, because it's not about the parent. It's about the kid. And my goal is to always, always, always fix it. I want to fix the problem permanently. I don't want to ever see this as part of a problem, as something that was left over from the problem because I didn't do my job right. That's the way I look at it. If this keeps happening, that means I didn't do my job right. And that's why I'm very particular about going to team meetings. I'm not whacking my head against no wall. I don't do that. I'm not going to keep whacking my head against the wall. I'm going to whack something and it didn't even come out right. I'm not going to whack something. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a conversation with the parent. And I'm going to tell the parent, look, this is when you become involved. This is when what the parents needs or the parent thinks they want. This is when it comes into play. So we go over everything. And then what I say, look, these are your options. This is what I see. This is what you can get. It's going to be a fight because they're stupid and they don't care about your kid. And I keep it real like that all the time. We go into a hearing. I make no mistake. I chew out hearing officers all the time. I don't care because they're doing all kind of shenanigans. For instance, in Massachusetts, I have 3 cases right now, active cases in Massachusetts. And I just got a text message, one, in which the lawyer for the school district is having a conversation with the hearing officer's boss without me on the phone and without the hearing officer on the phone. They're having a conversation about scheduling. So when she comes to the meeting, she's already got dates that she's good with, that she knows Reese Ehrlichman is good with. So they can schedule it. Hello? You having it without me? Because I'm going to put a wrench in your program right now. I can't. And I know when they're doing it because the hearing office is open and the school district is open. Tammy's the only one that's not open. The reason why the hearing officer is open is because that lawyer cleared it with her boss, with the hearing officer's boss, before we got on the phone. Do you know how much that pisses me off? That's ex parte communication. Oh, that's nothing. It gets worse. There was another case that was part of the text messages that was talking about how they were going to file their strategy for a case that was before another hearing officer. The lawyer for the school district and the boss of the hearing officers was having a conversation about a motion that has to be filed. How are they going to file the objection to it? All of this stuff. The only two people that were involved were the boss of the hearing officer, who doesn't have nothing to do with the case. Nothing. And the lawyer for the school district. Making all kind of plans on this case without the parent, without the kid, without the school district. I mean, without the if the parent had an attorney, without the attorney. You can't, without the hearing officer on the case. Even the hearing officer wasn't there. So what that proves to me is, after reading some of these, is that the hearing officers are just, puppets, and Reese Ehrlichman in Massachusetts, she's just a puppet master. She's playing with the strings. Oh, I'm going to have a field day when I go to my next conference call with these wombats. I'm calling them up. I'm going to ask them, where's Reese? How come she's not here? They're going to say, well, Tammy, she's not here. You know what? I don't know no such thing. I got emails and text messages over here. Well, you guys were talking about my case. Of course she should be here. I want her here. I want her now. Go get her. Or we have to cancel this. Because here's the thing. You got one more again to have a conversation with Reese about my case without me being on the phone. Go ahead. I do it. Do it one more time. Because the parent was livid. But this is the shenanigans they do. Now, what you guys have to do is find out different things that you can do to hearing officers. Okay. In Massachusetts, for instance, okay. In Massachusetts, they have, before I even go anywhere, don't you guys get that email address and start sending me stuff unless I asked you to. Just like I asked La Baby, I want you to make sure. I'm not even going to open it. Don't send it to me. If I didn't tell you to send it to me, don't. Okay, I know the baby is because I wrote her name down. Sending stuff. Okay, so anybody else, I will trash it. Put it right in spam. Don't do it because my email is getting full up to the. Okay, but anywho, in Massachusetts, we have laws for state agencies as it relates to the function of a hearing officer. It doesn't matter, whether you're a hearing officer for the Department of Environmental Protection or a hearing officer for the Department of Education, a special education hearing officer. Doesn't matter. These laws apply straight across the board. And I find it wonderful because in Massachusetts, I did this twice. I get rotten hearing officers too. But see, I'm not having it. And everybody says, you can file against them. And I'm not, listen, there's a difference between filing against a hearing officer who's doing something outside of their jurisdiction. Okay. Like one of mine was the hearing officer. And according to federal law, the hearing officer has a certain amount of time, federal and state law. The hearing officer at the end of a hearing has a certain amount of time to provide the parties with the decision. Okay. And in that decision, she has to provide them with the opportunity to appeal that decision. And she has to put a whole bunch of paperwork in there about the appeal process to federal or district court, whatever court you want to go. Court of comparable jurisdiction. One of the hearing officers, Sarah Berman in Massachusetts, after an 11-day hearing, this wench gave me a decision. 4 sentences. There was no findings of facts. There was no conclusions of law. In fact, one of the sentences, she actually says that. This is not complete. You will receive this is just the order. I think that's what she called it, the order. Okay? Just the order. There was no middle. We don't know what she based her order on when she gave us these 4 sentences. And so that was a violation, because she also told us we couldn't appeal it until she gave us the decision that included findings of fact and conclusions of law. It says that in state law that she has to do that, and she has 21 days from the close of the hearing. Because when you go to a hearing, the hearing officer says each party, we all agree who's, how long closing arguments are going to be, how many pages, how long, and then when everybody can get them in. Okay? There's a date. Okay, when we all agree to the date, then we submit them. The day we submit the closing arguments is the day the case is closed. Now she has to do she has to take all the information and she has to write a decision that includes findings of fact and conclusions of law. This woman said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it sometime in the future. That's what she actually put in this. This was an 11-day hearing. I had never done a hearing that took that long, ever. It was hard. And I was so angry. I sat down and cried. I could not believe we went through all of this drama for this witch to write that up. She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She thought that was okay. You know what she really thought? She thought because she wrote on that paper that we can't appeal meant we had no rights, that we had to sit back and wait for girlfriend to get off her ass and do a goddamn job. Sorry. Yeah, I still think about it. I get so heated. I can't. So after I got done crying, I had to call the mother. And I had to tell the mother what she did. And so I'm talking to her and I'm like, she did. And as I'm telling her, I'm taking the phone like this away from my ear because she's screaming. And I don't blame her. So I said, come pick me up. She said, we were going to court. She said, what are we doing in court? I'm getting an order from a judge, an enforcement order from a judge to force this witch to do her job. To do her job. We skip our happy butts down to the nearest courthouse. I write up the motion. I hand it to the magistrate. Magistrate says, what's this? I said, I need the paperwork because this is a violation of MGL 30A and 801 CFR 801 yada, yada, yada. He said, what? I said, yeah, I just got this nonsense from a hearing officer. He said, what? I said, yes. I want an enforcement order. That's what it says in my motion. I want an enforcement order to make the hearing officer do a job. Now, he goes out, he comes back, he says, no. The judge said no, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, I'm not leaving. I went to an 11-day hearing with this wombat hearing officer, and this is what she gave me. She's telling me I can't appeal. Let me tell you something. I'm going to appeal. I'm coming here to appeal it. Tell the judge that. He did. I got my enforcement order. On my motion, it was written on the side. It was written over here, but the judge hand wrote it, the enforcement order, on my motion. And then I went because my client was indigent, and I went and I got him served because I knew a girl. I knew a guy. That's what he did. He was a process server. So he did it for me. And he served the state. He went right over there and served the Department of Education. A couple of years later, I got into a conversation with Reese Ehrlichman. And she said to me, we were talking about it. And I said, yeah, I didn't appreciate that. Once again, I was talking about her hearing officers. And she's like, oh, no, they're wonderful. Oh, no. I said, Reese, I don't know what you're talking about. They're not wonderful. They're no good is what they are. They're either stupid or they're no good. Which one? Either one of those is bad. Or incompetent. Which one? She said, Tima, you don't. I said, I do understand. I understand 100% that you're wrong. And that's why I went after Sarah Berman. Okay, that's why. So let me tell you what. She turned around and she said, yeah. She said, you gave us a black eye. I said, tell your hearing officers to do it again. Because if you guys think that's bad, wait. When I have to drag you guys all into a hearing, what are you going to say? You didn't do it? I said, the next time we're going to get you a black eye, a fat lip, and I'm going to loosen some teeth. How about that, Reese? Go tell your hearing officers that. So they don't learn. So there was another hearing officer. I had to file a complaint against the hearing officer for not doing her job. So one time I filed it, and the people that oversee Massachusetts hearing officers, his name is Ed McGrath. Ed McGrath said to me that I was trying to file an appeal on the decision. I said, I'm not filing an appeal. And this is what I'm talking about. So I want you to listen. He said, my request, my complaint against the hearing officer, he said was an appeal. I said, it's not an appeal and you know it. You know what I didn't include in there? MGL 30A 801 CMR, CMR 1.00. Had I put that in there, he would have paid attention. But I didn't. Even though I didn't have to put all of that in there. He's supposed to be overseeing these wombats, okay, to make sure they're following the letter of the law. And he didn't. So then I figured it out. So I did it again. Then I cited MGL 30A, and then I cited the law she actually broke. She changed the venue of my hearing. I'm representing a kid who's in a gang, and they shot up his mother's house. His high school was around the corner from there. We were in Malden. That's where we were having a hearing. Way, way far away from his house. So we were safe. This woman who weighed all of 98 pounds soaking wet. She was about a little bit taller than 5'1". She changed the venue. So I filed a motion to object to her changing the venue. Her response to me was, I took too long to go against her. I said, what? In the end, I filed against her. I called Reese Ehrlichman. She wasn't there. I got William Crane on the phone. William Crane was the best hearing officer ever. Even if you lost, you knew why you lost. It was fair. It was a fair fight. You could see the fairness. You could see it when he went, because he was good. He was a good lawyer. He took pride in what he did. These other ones, not so much. They're just there to collect a paycheck and schmooze with all of the law firms. That's what they're there for. Anyway, he's like, she can't do that. I said, you know that, and I know that. She did it. Guess where I'm at? He said, where? I said, I'm in the school district having a hearing. So in the end, I ended the hearing got ended real quick because I wasn't sitting there. You know, the hearing officer actually looked me in the face. I told her how dangerous it was there, and the gang members were still walking around, and they knew the mother. And so she said, oh, I'll protect you. I'll stand in front of you. I looked at her. I said, you weigh 98 pounds. Soaking wet. Are you kidding me? What are you going to do? You can beat a bullet? She actually said that to me. I'm not kidding. She said, I'll stand in front of you. She finally retired, thank God. She was just the most rotten. Her and I got into it several times because she didn't want advocates up there. She only wanted lawyers up there. What she wanted was for us to just go away, and then she could just get a paycheck just because. Apparently that's what it was, because we always lost. And if you look at some of these, if you look at the decisions, they're way like this. They're way one-sided. And it's the same amount of parents that win every single year. It's always 5 to 6. It's been like that for almost 25 years. Every single year, there's either 5 or 6 parents that win their case. 5 to 6. If it goes all the way through to a hearing, to a decision, 5 to 6. It might be lower than that. I got to check. But what they're not doing is posting all of the decisions like they used to do. Now they're picking and choosing. Yeah. They're so dumb, though, because they put out decisions where hearing officers were attacking me. The reason why they were attacking me is because, and what I told Reese is, they don't have anything else to say because they're no good. You see, they didn't have a fight. They didn't have the facts because the facts were on the parent side. They didn't have the laws because the laws was on the parent side. So what she did is she was banging her fist, and her banging her fist on the table, she didn't have the facts or the laws. And the only thing that was left was for her to bang the table. And that she banged the table by trying to tear me apart in public. What those idiots didn't know is that parents were reading these decisions and ring, ring, hello. Are you Tammy Joya? Yes, I am. Are you the lady that went up against, you were in a hearing with Lindsey Byrne? Oh, yeah. She wrote a yes. Did you say this? Yes, I told her all of that. Don't care. Now they want to talk to Tammy. And I told Restat, tell your hearing officers to stop writing all that stupid shit, because all we're doing is sitting down laughing. Because she said, what do you mean you're laughing? I said, they're hilarious. The only thing your hearing officers had to say was to tear me apart, because they didn't have anything else. So God forbid the school should lose. So they have to come after somebody. They had nothing. They came after me. And at the time, you see, I didn't know that 99% of my cases, we could have all taken them to federal court. Because guess what, guys? If you're low income, that means you're indigent, okay? If your kid is getting free lunch or reduced lunch, that means you could file in federal court for an appeal after you got a hearing for free. They don't want any of you guys knowing that. Because in our country, just because you're poor does not mean you don't have access to federal court, or any court for that matter. And let me let you in on a little secret. A federal court appeal, if you ever go to a hearing, you only go to federal court. Those are all federal laws. You go straight to federal court, okay? The reason why you do that is because a federal court judge is going to review it. Now, the other thing you do is you make sure you load that deck with all of your evidence, because when you go to federal court after a state complaint has been heard, you took it all the way to where it could go, because in Massachusetts it's a 1 tier, in other states it's 2 tiers, like in New York. So you got to go through 2 levels before you can go to federal court or district or whatever. Okay. So when you go to hearing, you get a final decision about your case. You can appeal it. You can appeal it to a court of comparable jurisdiction. Federal court is where you want to go. When you go to federal court, let me tell you what it is, because they want to scare you. They scared me for years and years and years. I had no idea it was this simple. A federal court appeal is merely a review of the administrative record for your hearing. That means all of the transcripts, okay, all of the evidence, all of the motions, all of that stuff that made up your administrative record, that's what the judge is going to review to determine whether you won or lost and whether they're going to uphold the BSEA. So if you do it right, and it's really not that hard. It's not. What you have to do is you have to think of this. You have to have the facts, you have to have the law, and you have to have the evidence to back you up. The E in email stands for evidence. Always remember that. You never, ever, ever talk to these people on the phone. You always talk to them via email. And if they refuse to send you an email or they refuse to put anything in writing, then you put it in writing. And you say, per our conversation today, you said this, and then I said that, and then I asked you this. You put it all in writing and said it. They're called contemporaneous notes. Okay? It happened. You made those notes in the moment after the conversation. That is enough to get a president impeached. That's what happened to President Trump. The Comey contemporaneous notes. Yes. Because he was trying to get the FBI to do something they was not supposed to do. And the FBI put it in writing, and now it's up, and now everybody's looking at it. Whether you like him or not is irrelevant. The thing that was done, what I'm trying to tell you guys to do, is create those contemporaneous notes in the moment when it happens. It carries a lot of weight. Carries a lot of weight with the hearing officer, carries a lot of weight with a judge. Okay? Contemporaneous notes are a wonderful thing. That's why I'm telling you, I've won more cases because, improving my case because of emails than you could ever imagine. And before emails, I was a letter writing fool. Let me tell you something. I would type out letters and I would tell parents, now skip your happy butt over to the school. When you bring this letter over to the school, I want you to give it to them. And when you give it to them, you go up there, you'll have 2 copies. You give them one, and you can do one of 2 things. You can give them one, and then when they take it, you say, could you stamp it and that you received it today? They'll stamp it. And then when they stamp it, you tell them, could I have a copy of that? And then you send it to me. So now I have it in your record. Okay? That's how you beat them. Our due diligence is way more important than their due diligence. Their idea of due diligence is skipping around the edges. Our due diligence is to nail them. Our due diligence is to make sure that we've covered all of our bases. And the way you do that is you call them on their stuff. Okay? You look up the laws. Look what the law says. If the law says that they have to do it like this, you have to take the federal law, then you go get the state law. Okay? Massachusetts, a state can't have laws, okay, under idea that are more restrictive for the parent. They can add stuff, like in Massachusetts, for instance. In Massachusetts, the school districts have 45 days to complete the assessment, and then 15 days to write the report and get it in your hand. 60 days. Okay, 60 days. But the 45, they think that they're doing something with the 45-day things. They have to get it done. They have to get the evaluation. We don't know what they're doing. We don't get the report until the 60th day. But because Massachusetts says it takes 45 days, and then what is it? No, I'm sorry. It's 30 days. They have to get it done in 30 days. The evaluation's in 30 days. And then they got 15 days, a total of 45 days to get the evaluations done. Okay. And get the evaluations in your hand. Federal law says 60 days. Okay. But Massachusetts thinks nobody knows how to count. Federal law says 60 calendar days. 60 days. Okay. Massachusetts laws say school working days. So if you really think about it, it's 60 days. It just looks like they're giving you something on paper. Because if you count out the only school days, so that means when they say school working days, that means the day the school's up. So if school's closed for a holiday, school's closed for a vacation or summer, school's closed for teachers meetings and all of that crap, yeah, you don't count those days. School's closed. So if you count up all of the days, the school is open in the timeline that you're trying to get your evaluation done, because it takes 45 days. Yeah. It takes Massachusetts 60 days. Same as state. Same as federal. They make you think like you're getting something you're not. So they take 30 days to get the evaluation done, and then they take another 15 days to write up the report and get it in your hand. That's 45 days. Okay. So, but let's say, hypothetically speaking, the federal law says you got 60 days to get it all done. Written in the hands of the parent, all of it. Do it, get it written, all of it. 60 days. However way you want to write that, we don't care. As long as we know you don't go beyond 60 days. The state can't go beyond 60 days. That's more restrictive. Because every day that goes by could be a denial of FAPE, especially if one of those evaluations comes back and says, yeah, your kid needs OT. So if they went beyond 60 days and your kid needs OT, the report says, so guess what? They owe you compensatory services for the amount of time they went back. They went beyond the 60-day timeline for the evaluation. That's more restrictive for your kid. Restriction has to do with your kid not being able to access the general curriculum. That's what restrictive means, okay? If your kid can't gain access to the general curriculum, then your kid is restricted from access, okay? Special education is to provide your kid with the tools to access general curriculum, okay? That may be in the form of OT, PT, speech and language. It may be in the form of specially designed instruction. But if your kid has this, then your kid can gain access. If your kid doesn't, it's a denial of FAPE. Your kid can't get in. It's like, for instance, if your kid's in a wheelchair, your kid has to get into school. If there are no ramps, your kid's not getting in school. That's a denial of FAPE. So that your kid can't get into the building because and now, so okay, good. So your kid's in school. So how is he getting around the building? Pray there's no steps, because that means there's a portion of the building he can't get in, but everybody else can. That's not fair. That's a violation. Go fix it. Federal law said you got to have access for the handicap. So he might not be able to get in that room this way, but he can go around this way. That's okay. He might just have to go around a different way, but that's okay as long as he can get in. Because otherwise, it's restricting his access to the building. If he can't get in, he can't get an education. It's just that simple. Okay. You guys are being so quiet. I don't know what's going on. I feel kind of bad. Can you hear me out there? I hope you can. I see people there. But yeah, so this whole thing was just so you guys know, one, you're not wrong. Two, think outside of the box. And whatever those people told you at the school, an attorney, another advocate, I'm telling you, if they can't put it in front of you, if they can't show you the law, if they can't show you anything that remotely looks like a fact, yes, brain is ticking. I bet. Good. If they can't prove it, then it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Just because they said so doesn't mean it is so. It's not so. 9 times out of 10, it's a big fat lie. Okay? Because you got to push that envelope. Okay? And a lot of you are pushing. And I am so proud of you. The only way we are going to change this mess, and I'm telling you, I'm going to start what I really want to do like over the summer. I just thought of this today. There's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on all over the nation regarding special education. And parents are pissed. You guys are madder than pit bulls. And now you guys want to speak out. And I'm so proud of you because for years and years and years, it's so hard advocating for parents who don't want to, I'm so afraid of this and I'm so afraid of that. You guys have to think about something, okay? If your kid is getting something and you're afraid that if you open your mouth, your kid's not going to get it, the reason why you want to say something is because you know your kid's not getting it. Your kid's not getting what the services they're supposed to be getting. So what are you going to lose if you open your mouth? What are you going to lose? If you got 0 and you're getting 0, guess what? 0 plus 0 still equals 0. So at least you can speak out. At least you can put them through their paces. Don't accept everything. Don't go in there fighting just to be fighting either. Don't look for a fight when there's none there. If you won something, let it. Leave it. Leave it. You won. Don't keep pushing it up. Don't keep pushing. You don't need to. You don't need to keep pushing. All you need to do is know that you won. That's all you need to do. If you got what you needed for your kid today, be good. Is there a difference between remote instruction and home instruction for medical due to COVID risk? No. If remote learning, I don't, unless the school district defined it, but no, there's nothing. Remote learning just came into our jurisdiction, just came into definition. Remote learning came into effect because of COVID. Remote learning used to be, before COVID, home instruction. If your kid can't go to school due to COVID issues, your kid can't go to school. You just tell the doctor. You need a piece of paper for that? I got a piece of paper that I fix it so that you can use it in New York. I was told home instruction can only get 5 hours. No. Tell them to put that in writing. Tell them you have to, okay, this is what I'm talking about, guys. You have to ask them, where is that written? Where? If your kid has a chronic disability, and I know New York, they do this shit all the time. If your kid has a chronic disability and the doctor says that your kid is to remain home until yada, 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 they have to provide your kid cannot return to school. If the doctor says he cannot return to school due to illness, whatever it is, we have to talk. They have to give your kid 5 hours is not, first of all, there's a whole bunch of things wrong with that. But what you need to do is you need to get it in writing and you need to tell them you want a copy of that policy. You want a copy of the law. Where is that? Because it's nowhere. I'm telling you right now, it's nowhere. Your kid gets home instruction if your kid is temporarily has to stay at home. If your kid has to temporarily stay at home, like say 6 weeks, your kid has, let's say your kid had mono or your kid had a broken leg, then that's temporary. Your kid has a chronic disability that is preventing him from accessing the curriculum. Your kid is homeschooled at the school's expense. Period. They're going to say no. It's going to be a fight. But the fight will start when we start asking them questions. And I have good luck in New York, by the way. And I got another advocate friend. They hate her too. And she's good. But anyway, we'll talk, okay? You have to, I hope everything is, getting better. Let's put it that way. Here's the other thing, Gloria. In Las Vegas, they're already wearing masks again. And with nobody knows what the hell's going to happen with this holiday season, with this holiday coming up, and people are all over the place. So, I mean, the pandemic is not going, that COVID crap is not going away. It's just not. Because even if you're doing everything you could do, there are people out there who are not. And, it's their choice, but their choices impact us. And one of the impacts is your kid can't go to school. So they can bite me. Okay. Because I like arguing with people. I do. I like it. So anyway. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I want to keep feedback. They're fighting it. If he's not passing, they did that with me. Michelle, they did that with me. And I told them, my kid had all D's and F's on his report card. They were going to pass him. It's called a social promotion. I told him to eat shit and die. How about that? Social that. Okay. He's staying back because all I know is this. In order to get an F, you don't do any work. To get a D, you pass in one assignment that you may have gotten a good grade on. You could easily get a D. So my kid didn't learn crap in this school. And you think that's okay? He's not. I'll take you to hearing for this. He's not doing it. We're holding him back. We're not pushing him. Yeah. He is more than 2 years behind Grady's. Something separate. They're crazy, honey. I don't know what to tell you. If they're not, they don't care nothing about our kids. This is why I'm telling you guys. You have to back yourself up. You have to get your ducks lined up. You have to get the facts. You have to get the law. And you have to get the documents. I'm telling you, it's out there. You can do it for your kid. Just like we do it straight across the board, you can get it too. You got to do your due diligence. You got to go out there and look for stuff. But here's the thing. You got to know kind of, sort of what you're looking for. So you have to sit down and think about what you want for your kid. What do you want? Now, that's what what do you have to prove? So based on what you want, Michelle, for your kid, now go look up those laws. Go see what they say about holding your kid back, about the parent not wanting the kid promoted. Go see what the law says, because there's no law that says you are forbidden to do that. Because, well, that's what they're doing. And you can prove that they're pushing your kid out of school just because they want him out. How old is your son, Michelle? Because, I mean, there's the whole thing. You guys need to go look at some of my stuff. The whole thing about transitioning and all of that stuff. If your kid is over the age of 14 in some states and 16 in others, you guys need to be telling these people you want the transitional assessment done. And they better do it right. Because your kid's not going to get the stuff 16. See? Did they do the transitional assessment yet? I think they did with you. I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to stay back in the 8th grade. They wanted to send him to the high school. No. Say no. And then you just tear apart their program. That's what you have to do. You have to take your kid's stuff, what your kid can do, what your kid's needs are, and then you have to tell them, I want to go see the program. Tell me, I want a description of the program. I can tell you a whole bunch. You made them do the transition. Oh, yeah, that's right. See, they weren't going to do it. They're supposed to be doing it every year. I can tell you what to do with that program. There's a whole list of things. I have a paper. I'm going to put it on my website, guys. You guys need to check out my website. It's called need.spedanswers.com. Okay, here's my website. This is where you guys can get some paperwork. Need.spedanswers.com. Okay, you guys need to check that out. Yeah, you need to check that out, because I'm going to put a piece. I'm going to, Michelle, if you call me on Tuesday, just remind me of this. Can a kid on an IEP graduate without taking the federal state? Oh, it's Keystones. Can I call you Tuesday? Can you call me on Tuesday instead? Monday's a holiday. If you can call me on Tuesday, yeah. He can take out what's called the portfolio. Okay. You have to go. There's no federal. What do you mean federal state exams for what? There's no federal exams. There's state exams to graduate. Here it's Keystones. That's the state school. Tuesday's good. Okay, good. There's like, for instance, and guys, I always use Massachusetts because, you know, that's where I know a lot of stuff. They came up with these, you know, the state testing prior to your kid graduating from school, and then your kid has to meet a certain criteria when your kid graduates from high school, in most states, and there's a test that they have to take, but they take all through high school. But if your kid has special needs, then there's other means of doing these assessments. Okay, so we have to talk. And I can tell you, I can do some research on your state and find out what that is. And because it may be that because of his disability, he may be exempt. Does anyone know of any decent online programs with live instruction for kids with ADHD? Middle New York. We could look it into. Let me talk to my friend in New York. She might know. Gloria, could you remind me? And she's on vacation, but let me just write it down. Live instruction. They have great ones here in PA. Marlo, he does get portfolio classes, but they're claiming he has to take the Keystone. Yes, he can't take it. You can't take the Keystone if you can't take the I'll figure it out. They're lying. They're nuts here in Pennsylvania too. They're nuts. I don't like this state either. I'm so glad. I really don't have a client. I've helped Michelle out, I think, and Marlo, you and I have talked before, but if your kid's on an IEP, they can't. If your kid can't take it, your kid can't take it. If you have a 40 IQ, how are you going to take? I'm not saying your kids have that, but I know of a client. I have a client with a 40 IQ. Couldn't take that test. They can't force anybody to take a test. They can't, especially if a kid with special needs, unless they're doing some strange things with it, and now it's not even really the Keystone. So what purpose does it serve? But no, they can't. What are they going to do? Not give them a diploma? I mean, at this rate, I have to look into it. I'll just say that. Let me check it out, because while I'm saying this, I'm thinking, well, maybe over here and maybe over there and a little bit of that. So I got to talk to you, okay, Gloria? And then we'll figure it out. Not Gloria. I'm sorry. Is it Marlo? Portfolio? Michelle, we'll talk on Tuesday, and we'll figure out the state exams, but there's always a loophole. Just saying. It's checked off. He has to take it to graduate. Yeah, right. We will uncheck it. I don't care nothing about what that checkbox. That checkbox don't mean nothing to me. There's a lot of things they say you gotta do, Timmy don't do. And my kids don't do. They used to tell me all the time, your son's staying for detention. No, he's not. Do you have a detention bus? No. My son's not walking on the highway to get home because you guys don't want to give a detention bus. Here, this is what you do. Figure out, give him in school suspension. He's not. Let my kid walk across that highway, and I swear to God, I'm coming down there. So, yeah. So, don't look. Just because they say so doesn't mean it is so. Okay? Facts, laws. Yeah. Let's figure it out. Okay? You don't listen to everything. So, now, I want you guys to go to my YouTube channel, okay? And I need you all to subscribe. I need you all to put a comment. I need you all to hit that notice, that bell, because that helps me do this. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't need to get paid to do this. I love this, but anytime you guys do that, it supports my channel, and it's free. All you have to do is put a thing in there, and then okay, Marlo, And then all you have to do is just do that. If you've already done it, okay, fine. But could you just please go there and just, check it off, please, because it's free. And I'm going to benefit, which means you're going to benefit, because the more we do this, the more I do this. And my goal is I finally think I got this set up right. Finally. And now I can just slide in and come on, and I'm trying to do a TikTok thing right now. I don't know I'm going to do it, but anyway, I'm going to try to do these so often you guys are going to get sick of me, but it's the only way. And what I'm going to end up doing is putting stuff on YouTube, and you guys are going to have to go get it over there. Like I'm building this video on certain things on how to turn. I just learned myself how to turn a picture, because sometimes you guys like sending me pictures of documents, and I hate it, because then I gotta download them, and then I gotta change them to a PDF file, and that takes a long time. And you guys don't understand that costs money, because that's what I'm doing for 2 hours. So you have to, if you already know how to do this. So when I say send me PDF files, I'm going to show you guys how to take a picture of a document, and that's a JPEG file. That's what they're called, or a PNG file, or a GIF file. And I'm going to show you real easy how to turn that, after you take a picture of it, how you turn that into a PDF file. It's real easy. I can't even believe it. I just learned how to do it. I'm like, really? When did this happen? So anyway, there's a lot of tricks of the trades. It's for organizing your records, so that you guys, if you come to me, I can say, do you have this and this and this? And you go, Tammy, girl, here's this file, here's that file, here's the other file. You're just sending me all over. Just send it real quick. Or if you have to hire an attorney. I'm not saying don't ever hire an attorney. I'm not saying that. But you guys have to be more careful when you hire an attorney. When you hire an attorney, the attorney will usually change your whole perspective of what you want. That's what they do. They're trying to and not go to hearing. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. Milk it, not go to hearing. I'm sorry, that's been my experience. I should put that in there. I should just say that's my experience dealing with lawyers with special education, and a good lot of them don't even know anything about special ed. Okay, because cookie cutter law, exactly. Instagram pays more. Really? You then link it to TikTok. Oh, get paid double? Shell, girl. I know, but I'm crazy. Can you see me on TikTok for real? It's going to be funny as hell. So anyway, I'm going to try it, because I can put it in my car and I can yell and scream and carry on and just do it for 5 seconds. And then you guys will be like, she's nuts. It'll make you laugh at least. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm going to try it. But I had to set this up because I've been saying I was going to do it, and I finally figured it out. So anyway, but please, you guys, I'm telling you, it's free. And if you'll get notified of all of my videos when I upload them straight to YouTube, or when I'm doing this, you'll get notified. And, because I'm going to be selling stuff. See, I make these things. No, I didn't make that. I make a lot of stuff. I make blankets, so I'm going to try selling them online. We're going to do like a show, so that I can raise money doing that. So I'll make it on the air and I'll sell it. I sell it in stores anyway, and I sell my stuff cheap. These are all what do you call those stones? Crystals. This is howlette. This is citrine. I think it's citrine. This is the Amazonite. And I forgot what that red one is. But they're all I love working with the lapis. I have a lot of lapis necklaces. So anyway, Fat Jupa. Hi, it's my you, my baby. Yes. Okay. So please go check that out. Drag your friends over there. You guys, I really love doing this, but I just help a girl out. Okay. Because once I start getting paid over there, this is going to be off the chain. It's just going to be wonderful. I'm going to be real happy. But then, that's what I wanted to tell you before I go. I'm going to start. What I want to do is I want to get committees all across the United States, and we meet once a month to talk about what we're doing in that state to drive them nuts, to get what we need for our kids. But it's going to be a coordinated effort. Okay. I want to do that. I need you guys to let me know why. I will. How? Okay. Just go to, here, go here. Here's my special ed answers on YouTube. Okay. I don't even know. Maybe I could. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get the link. I'll put it in there for you. But yeah, so what do you guys think about that? And then we can work on how we're doing this. Let me see what I want. I want this. I want my channel. So, okay. Here's the link to my channel. Okay, so just copy and paste that. But anyway, it's so if you do that, it could really help me out a lot. I mean, I love this, but any little bit helps. And if you guys could do that, it's free. I'm gonna start giving away stuff. Oh, I didn't show you. I don't even know where it is now. Son of a gun. What did they do with my cup? I got my cup. I don't like it. Oh, here it is. See that? Yeah. I don't know why it's not coming out clear, but it's my cup. It's got all my. I just started doing this cricket stuff because I want to drive myself crazy. But anyway, so this is my cup for my promo that I'm doing for t-shirts and stuff like that. I only get a portion of even that, guys. Just so you know, if you guys think those things are expensive, I get it. But I only get a portion of that. Like for this cup was $16 and I only got $4 of it. So I bought it and somebody else did. Thank you, by the way, Amanda. But yeah, so anything you guys can do to help me, because what I want to do is even like a lot of the times I could save money and then I could put it aside and give a parent money to go pay for an evaluator that they need. I can call the evaluator, find out what they charge, see what they're doing. But you know, I can have that fund. I would happily do that if I had the funds like that. And the way I can do that is for you guys to go over to my web, to go over to that special ed answers. And please, please, please just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and put in a comment. Just say hi. I don't care what you do. Put in whatever you want. Ask me a question. I'm good. I'll go in and answer. But if you guys do, and by the way, go on my YouTube channel. I have a whole bunch of videos on how to write a complaint, the things that you need, why you need them, all of that stuff. Go to my YouTube channel, guys. I'm telling you, you'll get a lot of information. People have told me it's really good. It's very informative. There are some that are just like short, sweet, and to the point. And you just look on the bottom and you can see how many minutes they are. The last one I did, I just told you guys, was 3 hours. That was a live. I got a donation idea for you. Got that fund. GoFundMe, is that what you're talking about? I like to make things real easy too. Thank you. So that's why I did the t-shirts and stuff like that, because I can keep them up and I can do them. And then I just bought the Cricut machine. So I'm going to be making my own stuff and my own labels and everything like that. But I'm telling you, you guys will love my blankets. My blankets I just made one. I call it Lemonade. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's yellows. It's got 2 kinds of yellows in it and white. It looks like a checkerboard. It is. I just learned how to do this new crochet. No, it's private, but I think you can get it. Okay. All right. Talk to me. Talk to me about it. So I'm going to go. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope this was informative. I'm going to try to do this as often as possible. I might come in impromptu. You might see something out there real quick I got pissed off about. You never know. But if you follow, you could also follow me on Facebook too. If you hit the follow and I think there's a notification bell on the Facebook page too. On the what is it? What's the name of this stupid page? Special Sped Ed live stream train, whatever it is. Wherever you guys are right now, go hit that and follow that too. So I want to thank you guys. I can't wait to hear from you. So that is going to be Gloria and Michelle, and there was another one. The baby. Tuesday. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really like it. I'm so happy so many of you came. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. No problem, baby.